and we have been discussing diversified topics of your particular lesson past few days. And in today's class, we are going to talk about major healthcare systems in India. And in yesterday's class, we were trying to understand yesterday and day before yesterday's class, we were trying to understand that how the concept of environment and women's health is related with each other. We also tried to understand that how there is a differentiation, slight differentiation in terms of women's health challenges and manifestations in rural environment and urban environment. And today we will try to discuss about today and probably half of tomorrow's class also. We will try to understand the major healthcare systems in India. So let me share the screen. Now, I also thought that because we are in an online class and we have a lot of opportunity also to verify online sources also. So, I will show you some few short videos as well, which will help you to gain an understanding that how uh, like artificial intelligence is also being introduced in the healthcare system in India and how this kind of innovation. So, few videos, one or two videos which I'm going to discuss, which I'm going to show, not discuss, I'm sorry, which I'm going to show will definitely impress upon you that how modern technology is becoming part and parcel of healthcare system in India, and also this is adding lot of innovation in the existing healthcare system in India. So you will have the benefit of both the things. And shall we start our class by showing you a video? I think that will be a better idea. I will not show the entire video. It is a 6 minute video. I will probably try to put it forward and then uh, show it to you. Wait a minute, please, so that I connect to that video and then again start sharing the screen. So, because when we are not present uh, physically, and we should definitely take the advantage of how best we can use the technology, because this being a online class. So now that video is connected, now I will share the screen. I hope there should not be any problem. Mm, yeah, right. So friends, this is, as you can see, this is a 6 minute, 5 second video. I will just show you some parts of it because again, our discussion part we will miss. And this is available on your YouTube also. This is just to give you an idea that how healthcare system in India is operating. Okay. I hope the audio is also clear. So, friends, actually, we have already completed 3 minutes 48 seconds. There is no way to seek your permission, but I think that this video is informative. So, I'm assuming that you are permitting me. So, let us also watch remaining 3 minutes video so that it gives you a holistic perspective about healthcare system in India. I hope you all are okay with it. Unfortunately, there is no way for me to take your approval or to know from you whether we should play this video or not. Just 3 more minutes, friends. So, friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. More than enjoyed, probably you got a bird's eye view about healthcare system in India. First, I thought that, let me introduce all these points in my PPT. But again, it's always advisable because, see, technology is facilitating us to be connected. I don't know where the viewers of this particular online classes are. Where are the students who have sought admission? We are getting connected virtually. And in virtual medium, it is always advisable to have a mix and match of audio and visual. So I thought I should play this video. I hope you got a broad idea of how the healthcare system in India is operating. Of course, we will also be discussing in our classes about the various types of healthcare systems, which is also mentioned in your respective material. Now, in the video, you have observed that there is severe shortage of pediatricians and also physicians in India. So, and you have seen that how population and doctor ratio is not very encouraging in India. And we have this habit of buying the antibiotics over the counter, self medication, right? This is one of the major gaps in pharmaceutical policy or medical policy with regard to Indian context. So we are taking over the counter medicines, and because of which we are developing resistance to many antibiotics, and this trend is a very bad trend. In fact, you might have seen Women, if they have UTI, very comfortably over the counter antibiotics they buy without undergoing urine examination, without undergoing urine culture. So such kind of trend is very dangerous. That is what we saw in this short video. And we also have seen that India has a very good immunization program. Our health infrastructure is at huge challenge, but I'm sure you will also agree that during COVID period, lot of effort was done to create and strengthen that infrastructure. But as the population is increasing, uh, keeping ourselves updated with that increasing population in terms of having the most upgraded infrastructure is not an easy task, but still efforts are being done. And then we also saw that how Ayushman Bharat is one of the initiatives, but the sad part is almost 60 to 63% of the health expenditure has to be borne by the person, borne by the citizen. So this, in broad nutshell, gave you a picture about healthcare system in India. Now let us proceed further. The remaining two videos, these are also very short videos on how artificial intelligence can play a very important role in healthcare system in India. That probably I will show today or even tomorrow, because these two videos are going to talk about two different topics. Now, before I get into the details of this particular, uh, what should I say, PPT. See, health infrastructure is one very important component. There is no doubt about it. But when we are talking about health infrastructure, it is very, very important that we also understand that how the healthcare system in India is functioning. So, when you are talking about healthcare, it is about prevention, treatment, management of illness, and preservation of mental and physical well being through different kinds of services. It can be medical, nursing, and allied health professionals also. Now, please remember, when we are talking about healthcare system, we are also including mental healthcare system in this, which for a very long period was ignored and neglected. Okay. And when you talk about what the World Health Organization is saying about this, it is trying to include all the goods and services, which is designed to promote health, including preventive, curative, and palliative interventions. In fact, palliative care is one of the very important dimensions of the contemporary healthcare system. Palliative care is that care which is provided to the people who are uh, terminally ill, and there is no scope for, the disease reversal. Disease cannot be cured. Like, it can be last stage cancers, it can be severe cases of muscular dystrophy or cardiovascular diseases, kidney failures. In such kind of situations also palliative care is provided. So when you talk about Indian healthcare. Now, what one very interesting thing, now that elections are going on, everyone is talking about India's constitution. So let me just quickly quote from India's constitution that Article 21, okay? Article 21 is stressing upon state governments to safeguard the health and nutritional well-being of the people. So this is applicable to everybody, every citizen of India, men, women, transgender persons, right? So Article 21 is stressing upon the governments that all the health and nutritional requirements is taken care, and health industry has a very, very important role to play, and all the infrastructure status also has been included under Section 10, Clause 23G of the income tax. So when we talk about what all healthcare system consists in India, then medical care providers like physicians, specialists, clinics, nursing homes, hospitals, diagnostic service centers, and pathology laboratories, medical equipment manufacturers, and contract research organizations, pharmaceutical manufacturers, etc. So this I'm quoting from very interesting article, my dear friends, and I hope we had an opportunity to interact here. And then there is also third party support services and providers. And when you try to understand the entire healthcare system in India, we can categorize it before independence, after independence. And especially after independence, when you're talking, we can also categorize it pre 1991 and post 1991. So you might be thinking that why am I taking this benchmark year of 1991? For the simple reason that 1991 initiated economic reforms in India, and through this economic reforms, liberalization, privatization, globalization, all this became very, very important components of Indian economic system. And because there was liberalization and privatization, so even many private hospitals, super specialty hospitals, with the entry of private sector in large way after the economic reforms. It's not that prior to economic reforms there were no private sector at all, but after economic reforms there was more presence, more stronger presence of private sector, which is critical part of India's economy. And very, very important is what, like, when you're talking about private sector that encourage presence of many private hospitals. So today, like in that video, we were talking about Ayushman Bharat. Similarly, our Telangana state has Arogyashri. Other states also have similar health policies. So all such health policies are also, it has to be implemented, and the patient can take benefit of this Arogyashri even if he or she is approaching the private hospital. So that is why Arogyashri cards are made, or Ayushman Bharat cards are there, which you get after you have registered for that particular thing. Now, when you try to talk about uh, what do you say, healthcare. So public healthcare system is most important. Of private sector, it entered, but public healthcare system in a country like India is extremely important to define the overall health system in our country. So when I talk about the public healthcare system, what are the important components here? What all we can include? We can talk about Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which is the most important. I'm sorry, my throat is getting irritated. Most important nodal agency is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which is a central government body, and it is responsible not only for policy formulation but also its implementation. Similarly, you have National Health Mission, so which includes National Health Mission is further categorized into National Rural Health Mission and National Urban Health Mission. So this categorization is there in terms of urban and rural, which is again aimed to improve healthcare delivery across rural and urban areas. Then we also have primary health centers and community health centers, which are very, very important component of rural healthcare system. And community health centers are also there in urban areas. You might have heard about it. So this basically provide primary and secondary healthcare services, especially in rural areas. And we also have, as the part of the entire system, we also have district hospitals and state hospitals, which offer secondary and tertiary healthcare services. Now, when I talk about healthcare system in India, definitely every discussion on healthcare system in India will include discussion about the Ayurvedic system. So traditional, before I proceed further with my discussion, I would like to spend some couple of minutes to explain you that how traditional healthcare system is an important component. And in traditional healthcare system, we have uh, Ayurveda, you have Siddha, you have Unani, homeopathy, naturopathy, and yoga. So when you talk about Ayush, you might have heard now 21st June is International Day of Yoga, which is basically organized by Ayush Mantralaya, Ayush Ministry is there. So Ayush full form is this only, Ayurveda, uh, like Siddha, Unani, homeopathy, naturopathy, and yoga. So when you talk about Ayurvedic system, which you can see on your particular slide, that it is very, very important part of traditional Indian medicine. In fact, there is strong presence of Ayurvedic hospitals and clinics across India. Okay, but of course, no one can deny that even today, allopathy is the most popular form of medication in today's time. Now, when you talk about Ayurvedic system, it is a very, very old system and it deals with basically the causes, symptoms, diagnosis, and treatment. And it is a holistic system. Why I'm saying that Ayurveda is a holistic system? Because here the well-being of a person or well-being of a person who has some disease, their well-being is being assessed in mental terms, physical terms, and also spiritual terms. So these are also skills, and there are full-fledged Ayurvedic courses connected with it. And when you talk about Siddha system, it basically is trying to explain your disease as a condition in which the normal equilibrium of the five elements in human beings is lost in different forms of discomfort. So basically, here the disease is diagnosed on the basis of the expertise of the physician. And yoga, we all are familiar. In fact, the past few years, and especially we saw during COVID, a lot of awareness was spread because various yogic exercises and breathing exercises become very, very important, a part of our building immunity, developing flexibility in our body, and a very good way of ensuring exercise of the internal organs of the body. For example, when you do Kapalbhati pranayama, okay, so in that Kapalbhati pranayam, what is happening? Your entire internal organ is getting rejuvenated to a great extent. Or when you do Bhramari pranayam, or when you do Anulom Vilom pranayam. So every breathing exercise or every yogic exercise, whether it is Trikonasana or Tadasana, every yogic practice, or you talk about Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is compilation of 12 steps and 12 stages to complete that particular process. And that is why it is very important that yoga becomes part and parcel of the healthcare system in India, and it should be part of our day-to-day life also. And then, and yoga definitely is, this is also holistic, my dear friends, because it is catering to physical, mental, moral, and spiritual dimensions as well. And it is very, very old system. And today, on June 21st, International Day of Yoga, entire world is getting benefited with this very, very traditional and very scientific Indian practice of. And then you also have naturopathy, like you might have seen naturopathy hospitals also. So naturopathy also believes that all diseases which is which a person is suffering is because of accumulation of toxins or what you call as morbid matter in the body. And once those toxins or that morbid matter in the body is removed by the natural processes, okay, then that's body itself has the tremendous ability to heal itself. And like, for many conditions connected with sleeping disorders or unnatural habits, naturopathy has proven to be very, very successful. Then Unani system is also there. And in Unani system, what is happening? That body is made up of four basic elements: earth, air, water, and fire. There are, like, otherwise also we talk about five elements also. So which have different temperaments: cold, hot, wet, and dry. After mixing and interaction of all these four elements, a new compound having a new temperament comes into existence. That is hot, dry, cold, wet, cold, dry. So the body are simple and compound organs which get their nourishment through this four dimensions. And so these are very, very critical components of our traditional healthcare system. And I was talking about, so little more information about Ayurveda, because this is one of the oldest and most traditional methods. And in this, what is happening? Ayurveda has been considered as science of life. Okay, and it is a holistic healing system, which I just now mentioned. And what is the philosophy behind Ayurveda? It is based on the belief that both health and wellness, they depend on balance between mind, body, and spirit. So probably uh, the Ayurvedic medicines or the Ayurvedic way of treatment is actually addressing the concerns at a spiritual level also. Its primary goal is to promote good health and not fight disease. This you might find it little amusing, but that is what is the basic approach. And treatments are based on, now see, this is one USP, I would say, distinct feature of Ayurvedic system, where every individual's treatment is different. Okay, so the individual's body constitution and what are the life forces which is operating in an individual, on the basis of that treatment is provided. So what you call as prakriti and dosha, what kind of doshas we have. And usually Ayurveda recognizes three fundamental doshas or elements in the body, bioelements in the body: vata, which is air and space; pitta, fire and water; and kapha, water and earth. Each person has a unique balance of these doshas, which determine their physical and mental characteristics. So here, what is happening? Your entire treatment is, nowadays we use that word, no, custom made, right? You might have heard this word, like when you want to have a bed, or you want to have a particular kind of almirah, or a particular kind of a car, people say, no, it is custom made. So that way, Ayurvedic system is catering and is addressing, trying to diagnose and give the solution to a person depending upon the prakriti and dosha of that person. So it is custom made treatment. If though I'm saying this in a lighter way, so it is addressing every person there. Then prakriti is the inherent constitution of an individual, which is determined at the time of conception and remains constant throughout the life. Now, if if we tell such things to youngsters who are in their adolescent stage, I always call these kids as Instagram generation, because they want everything very quickly, right? In fact, someone was saying that because they are so much used to Swiggy and Zomato, everything instant, so this young generation believes in everything instant, and that is why it is very difficult for us to convince some of these youngsters that how prakriti can be determined when the child is being conceived, not even in the mother's womb. Please make a note of this. At the time of the conception, friends, some of you might have heard about 16 sanskaras. which Sanatan philosophy talks about 16 sanskaras. Indian society talks about 16 sanskaras, and one among those sanskaras, very, very important sanskara is Garbhadharan sanskar. So probably, see, when we are talking about mental and spiritual dimension of an individual self, all that is determined because see today are we not talking as part of epigenetics? I'm sure some of you might have heard about it. As part of epigenetics, a person's health is being determined. A person's disease is also being determined whether grandparents or great grandparents, mother side or father side, or parents had any such condition or not. Right. So here in treatment and in the diagnosis of the disease, hereditary factors are being considered. And that is why Ayurvedic as a system is just not concentrating about the present physical body. It is trying to take into consideration multiple dimensions. So Agni, so it is digestive fire or metabolic energy essential for digestion and assimilation of food. You might be thinking I'm taking little extra time to explain about all those things. Because see, this paper, when we talk about the title of this paper, it is health issues, of course, women's health issues. But these points, what we are discussing right now, it is equally important for men and women. And see, that is why our elders would always say that you should never have a bath after eating your food. At least you should have 45 minutes to 1 hour gap after you have eaten. Why? Because when we eat food, that Agni, it has a word. I'm sorry, I'm not able to immediately recall that. I think Jethagni something. I'm sorry, I'm not able to immediately recall that. So that fire element in our body is getting activated, and that is helping in the digestion of the food. So when you take bath, so this something heat related processes happening inside your body, and you take bath. So these two differences in the temperature will impact the digestion of your food. So ancient wisdom was not orthodox. It was based on lot of science. Only thing is we have not understood the science behind it. Then dhatus, the seven bodily tissues, plasma, blood, muscles, fat, bones, marrow, and reproductive tissue. So these dhatus also can be important causal factors, and because of some challenge in these dhatus also, some kind of diseases can be instigated. So the entire Ayurvedic system is talking about diet and nutrition, personalized dietary recommendations based on dosha balance, herbal medicines is prescribed, panchakarma, a kind of a detoxification and rejuvenation treatment. See friends, even today's physicians, are they not talking about detoxifying your body? And if you are a yoga practitioner, or if you are practicing spirituality, so everyone talks about detoxifying your body. We have several detoxifying therapies also, right? So when you are detoxifying your body, all the toxins in your body is making an exit, and your body is getting prepared to accept a better, nutritious, balanced diet, and the entire physiological functioning of your body is also improving. Yoga and meditation, very, very important part of Ayurveda, breathing exercises and meditation and lifestyle, of course. Friends, earlier times, people were very particular. They wouldn't eat anything after the sun set. So when there is a saying that early to bed, early to rise keeps a person healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? So behind this phrase, behind this statement, It is that you have to go early to bed, like the earlier when we did not have electricity, and majority of the people were rural based, right? So hardly they would have those lamps and all. So they would make sure that they are eating before the sunset, and maximum another 1 2 hours be awake in that light lamp or under the under the sky with stars and moon, and get up early, and that was contributing so much to their health. But today, we as a generation, we are so busy with our mobile phones until and unless you don't see anything till late night in the mobile phones, we don't feel happy about it. So, such kind of lifestyle changes is also impacting our health. So, apart from Ayurveda in Unani medicine, which is also known as Unani tip, originated in ancient Greece and was later developed and refined by Arabs and Persian physicians. In Hyderabad also there are Unani hospitals. Unani system is still very popular. And when I talk about India, it was specifically introduced during the medieval period, and today it has become an integral part of healthcare system in India. What is the philosophy? As I just mentioned, it is again, see, you when you talk about body humors, basically you're talking about the various dimensions of our physical body, and it tries to maintain health through natural means and innate ability to heal. Now, one thing which I'll just take 30 seconds to explain in this point. Modern science, modern research today is definitely accepting that, or its research is proving that body has the tremendous ability to heal itself. Okay, provided we provide that right kind of condition for body to heal itself. And that is why I think I was reading one of the articles. They said that the major part of this healing is happening between 12 to 2 to 30. So, like, whatever, because the body is a machine, no, if you see that way, right? So, this machine is having wonderful ability to fix its issues on its own. It is such kind of a robot, body is such kind of a robot created by nature, which can fix its own issues, provided you give that right kind of environment. So right kind of environment is what? Only if you are in a lying state between 12 to 2, your body is in a relaxed state, your mind is in sleep state, that repair mechanism gets operative. Okay, and also you are taking healthy diet, you're doing physical exercise, but what is happening? We are busy with other things. Late night, we are waking up till late night, and that healing ability of the body is getting impacted, and that is why we are forced to depend upon the external medication. These humors, what are called as akhlaq. So, four humors: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile, which has those Persian Arabic names as well. Health is believed to result from balance of these humors, while disease arises from their imbalance. So, see, the philosophy, if I talk in terms of philosophy, Ayurveda and Unani, they are talking about the same philosophy. When the elements in the body, they are into imbalance. And temperament. Temperament is very close to your prakriti. Each individual has a unique temperament, which is combination of hot, cold, moist, and dry qualities. Treatment is tailored according to an individual's temperament. So traditional medicine is talking about that. The functional organs of the body is also important component, and Kuvvete Mudbira-e Badan. I'm sorry, I might not have pronounced properly. So basically, the body's natural healing power, which can be supported by treatment. Then practices and treatments, they include regimental therapy like cupping, massage, leeching, exercise, and Turkish bath. So when you talk about Kerala medicines, like Kerala Ayurvedic medication, In that also, lot of emphasis is there on massage with the different kinds of oils, pharmacotherapy using natural medicines derived from plants, minerals, and animal sources, dietotherapy to regulate the hormonal imbalance, what kind of diet has to be taken, surgery. So, Unani system is also talking about surgery wherever required. And both Ayurveda and Unani are part of Ministry Ayush, which I just mentioned. So, what is very, very important is also education and research. People should be educated on different methods of treatment, what kind of healthcare facilities are there, and global interest. I just want to make a point here. In contemporary times, this I'm telling you out of my personal experience also, and you might have observed, you can always disagree with me. It's not that every point which I'm saying you have to agree with me. This is only based on my personal experience. In today's time, people, like if someone is having any condition, medical condition, hypertension, or these have become lifestyle diseases. Now, let us say someone has arthritis. So, along with allopathic treatment, the concept of alternative therapies has really picked up. You might have seen many of in our own families what we do. We are taking allopathic treatment also, and at the same time, we are also depending upon the alternative therapies because uh, you know one thing is we are becoming more and more anxious. Our medical challenges are also increasing because the entire ecosystem in which we are surviving, that ecosystem we have polluted with our own actions. So there is not only air, water, noise, sound, soil pollution, there is also pollution of thoughts. There is so much of stress, so much of anxiety, right? So all this ecosystem in which we are operating, only one system is not helping us, and probably that anxiety is also leading us to adopt alternative therapies also. As I told you, this is my personal experience. I'm not saying this on the basis of any research, and I would also like to slightly in detail talk about homeopathy. So homeopathic system, it originated in 18th century, and it is based on principle of like cures like, and was developed by German physician Samuel Hahnemann. Now, uh, with regard to homeopathy, there are many ifs and buts. When I say ifs and buts, people say it is only acting as a placebo. It is actually not a treatment. It is only playing with your mind that you are taking. How can someone be cured just by taking some small, small sweet pills? But if you ask those people who have benefited from homeopathic treatment, they will vouch for it. And I've also taken homeopathic treatment for many of my conditions. Some of my family members are also taking, and we are seeing the success. Now, of course, I'm not going to enter into the scientific and research dimension that how can I talk like this, because here we are not going to take up any discussion of IMA level. Okay. Now, law of similars, how it is operating is a substance that causes symptoms in a healthy person can be used to treat similar symptoms in a sick person. For example, a substance that causes symptoms of a cold might be used to treat a cold. And it is also based on another law of infinitesimals, a tongue twister word. So, homeopathy uses highly diluted substances with the belief that more a substance is diluted, the more potent it becomes. Dilution often goes beyond the point where any molecule of the original substance remains. Yet, practitioners believe that water retains a memory of the substance. Probably a very detailed explanation, I will not be in a position to do it. Probably we can Definitely, if we are interested, we can talk to a homeopathic practitioner and try to know more about it. Because, first of all, I'm not knowledgeable enough to talk about this particular principle because I can only tell you theoretically, but practically what it implies, what it means, for that we will have to consult and, become aware of what these principles actually are. And I hope those of my friends who are interested will definitely approach a homeopathic physician. Then individualized treatment also. So homeopathy is emphasizing treating the patient as a whole rather than just addressing specific symptoms. Treatments are tailored to individual specific symptoms, overall health and emotional state. And dilution in succession, it is talking about remedies are prepared through a process of serial dilution and vigorous shaking known as succession. So this particular process is what, the more the medicine is diluted and more vigorously it is shaken. So this process is believed to transfer the healing essence of the original substance to the water or alcohol used in the dilution. So, people who might have taken homeopathic medicines, you might have felt a strong, pungent feel, right? That is because of the alcoholic presence in the medicine. Now, homeopathy remedies are labeled with potency levels such as 6x30C or 200C. The number indicates the number of times the substance has been diluted, and success X denotes 1 is to 10 dilution, while C denotes of 1 is to 100 dilution. So, friends, this was about homeopathy, and I'm just giving you a list because these are familiar names for all of us. So commonly used homeopathic medicines can include arnica, belladonna, and arnica is used for bruises, sprains, and muscle soreness. Belladonna for fever and inflammation. Nux vomica used for digestive issues and hangovers. Plus toxicodendron. See, it's again a tongue twister used for joint pain and itching. And this is also regulated by Central Council of Homeopathy, which sets educational standards, practices, and codes of ethics for the practitioners. There are several institutions and universities degrees in homeopathy, such as Bachelor of Homeopathy Medicine and Surgery. In fact, there was also a discussion, a national level discussion, whether the Ayurvedic practitioners and homeopathic practitioners, whether they should be allowed to do surgeries or not. There was some such discussion. Now, of course, this is matter of discussion and debate. And people who are residing in Hyderabad, you might be familiar that in Ramantapur, there is a government hospital of homeopathy, very big government hospital in Ramantapur in Hyderabad. So when you talk about current status, homeopathy is becoming very, very popular in India, my dear friends. Of course, I'm not going to go into whether it is yielding result or whether it is only a placebo effect. That is beyond the jurisdiction of this particular class. Of course, there are many, many medical experts who do not agree with the principle of homeopathy, but those who have benefited out of homeopathy medication, they will definitely stand for it. Homeopathy is also being practiced worldwide, although its acceptance varies, as I told you, depending whether if you have a feel that it is placebo, you will not take up. In some countries, it is integrated into healthcare system, while in others, it faces skepticism. People are skeptical. It's not a medicine; it's only playing with your mind through placebo effect. And regulatory challenges. Now, criticism is what why homeopathy medication has been criticized because it is controversial due to lack of scientific evidence supporting its efficacy beyond a placebo effect. Critics argue that high dilutions used in homeopathic remedies mean they contain no active ingredients. Now, that is the critique, that is a criticism that if you have made some medicine so diluted in form, how will it have that ingredient which will help to address the problem? So some clinical studies suggest benefits, while many systematic reviews and meta-analysis conclude that homeopathy's effects are not significantly different from placebo. So now this is left to you know, our wisdom, our experience. And see, in India, as I just mentioned, my dear friends, post 1990s, there was very strong presence of private healthcare system in India, and hospitals and clinics have come up in a very large way, from small clinics to large multi-speciality hospitals. Now, when you talk about Apollo hospitals, I'm sure you all might have heard the story behind the origin of Apollo Hospital, which was started by Dr. Pratap Reddy, a very well-known cardiologist. So it initially started in Chennai and Hyderabad, and today it has its chain all over India, and we also have Apollo clinics. So when a few decades back, when privatization of healthcare, or I wouldn't use the word, I think I'm using a wrong word, not privatization of healthcare, when private hospitals started coming up. Okay, so when private hospitals were coming up, Apollo Hospitals was one of those initial branded names. And I remember in Hyderabad, when the first Apollo Hospital came up in Jubilee Hills, uh, Jubilee Hills in those times, almost I'm talking this about 25, 30 years back, right? Jubilee Hills, or more than 30 years, I'm not able to assess the right time. Jubilee Hills was like, outskirts of Hyderabad. And initially, that was the only private hospital, probably which had, entire glass building. In those days, it was a new thing, and you will be surprised, but many people would go to Apollo Hospital because just to see that how hospital looks like. For some of them, it was also a tourist spot. Honestly speaking, it might amuse many of you who are listening to me, but this is a fact because when it came up, people would go, "Arey chalo jaake dekh ke aayenge, వెళ్ళి చూసి వద్దాం ఎలా ఉంటుంది private hospital, glass hospital kada," and people would go and see. Fortis Healthcare is another private healthcare chain which is prominent in India. Max Healthcare, again in different parts in India, it is there. Manipal Hospitals also has made its name. Narayana Health for cardiac care, you might have heard. And like there are also many well-known uh, established hospitals which is categorized under private healthcare system. Now, this is something we will discuss slightly in detail, and that is why this topic will also go tomorrow. So, when COVID struck India, how do you think the entire COVID management was done? And I request all of you, if you have some time and if you are interested to explore something beyond whatever your course is talking, there are many beautiful videos and lot of content available there. How COVID management was done in India using technology. And when you talk about Arogya Setu app, in fact, you remember we all were asked to download that app and it was giving us the details of everything. Okay. So how, a state-wise, there used to be a kind of a control room or war room, what you call, where the entire data, in fact, we used to see in TVs also, no? They used to show about Karnataka, Bangalore control room also, that how the entire state map is there. different districts and mandals are there, and how every day the data used to be collated to find out that which are the districts or which are the mandals which is showing higher levels of the infection. Right. So I think Arogya Setu, in fact, this is also there in public domain. Even our External Affairs Minister Jaishankar ji also has mentioned about it, that many countries they were interested to take this Arogya Setu app and understand that how it functions, so that there can be a holistic system where we can assess how the infection is spreading, and what kind of, what are the medical requirements or oxygen requirements in that particular district or mandal, right? And same with regard to vaccination system also. Otherwise, imagine administering two doses for a population of 140 crore, okay, tentatively 140 crore, is so very difficult. So, friends, this discussion we will take ahead tomorrow, and I will again also discuss with all of you that how artificial intelligence is being used to support the healthcare system in India. Though that is not directly there in your syllabus, but I'm sure you will enjoy if you see that, and you can add a new perspective to your understanding about healthcare system in India. So thank you all so much for being with me for today's class, and I will see you all tomorrow again at 8 p.m. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you, host of B.R. Ambedkar Open University, for facilitating this online class. Thanks to host also. Take care, friends. Bye bye.